Good morning, class. Welcome to the next session of your computer classes. This is computer class for class 2. Today's day we have Thursday, and we are starting up with our revision session for the upcoming assessment exams. I'll be revising today chapter number 3. The name of the chapter is How a Computer Works. Basically, in this chapter, we had learned about how does the computer performs a task, or what are the steps on the basis of which computer performs its action. Here we want to highlight, or we want to stress on the content or the concept of IPO. The full form of this is input. I stands for input, P stands for processing, and O stands for output. Basically, the computer performs its any of the given action on this cycle. This is IPO cycle. It is known as IPO cycle, or elaborated form, input, processing, output cycle. The complete chapter is based on this itself. It tells you how the computer works, or how a computer performs its action. Basically, for performing any of the action, computer requires a data or a input, or that input can be a data, can be an instruction, can be a command, okay, which is given by the user, which helps to do that work. So in other hand, in basic language, what we are trying to say, that is, the computer requires input to perform any task. Without providing any input, it might not have any task to do. Okay, so input, it is either the instruction, it can be a command, it can be a data which is provided to the computer by using devices. We will talk about them. By using the devices, we provide the instruction, command, or data to the computer. Now, what are those devices through which we provide the data? Those devices are known as input devices. The devices which are used to provide input to the computer are known as input devices, and the major basic examples are keyboard, or you can say mouse. So if you recall that, let's say we open up a calculator program in the computer, you type certain numbers in the beginning without typing any numbers, or you can say without providing any input to the computer. It doesn't show you any result without providing the input. Okay, so what was the first step? Or if you if I'm just saying that a calculator which you have used at home also, you have seen a calculator, you have seen that calculator being used by your elders, your parents. So when you type the number, then you give either a plus or a subtraction button, then another number. Once the required input is provided to the calculator, that means calculator को जो जो input चाहिए, if we have provided that input, on pressing equals to sign, it provides you an output. Am I wrong or right? I'm right. So similarly, you provide certain instruction, or we can say command, or we can say data to the computer by using keyboard or mouse. Let's say whatever data has been given to the computer starts processing on it, or you can say it starts calculating, or evaluate the data. It thinks upon it, it takes some action on it, it calculates it, it evaluates it. The processing can be defined by using such terms. So computer takes the data, do the calculation on it, thinks on it, evaluate on it, and then once the processing is completed, the step of processing is completed, it generates a output which is the result which we can see or we can take a printout on by using certain devices. So basically our output is shown on monitor, that is computer screen, or if you can take a printout, it can be a printer. So those devices which are used by the computer for displaying the result, those devices are known as output devices. For example, we have our LED monitor of computer or CRT monitor, any of the screen. We can have printer. So this is the basic explanation of the complete chapter. Here they are saying that to perform a task by the computer, if the computer has to perform any task, the task is carried out in 3 steps. First step will be taking input from the user. The user provides the input by using any of the input devices. Basically, we are taking the examples of keyboard or mouse. The input which is given by the user is passed for processing. The next step of the task is processing. The processing is done by CPU. Full form is Central Processing Unit, which can be further classified into, it consists of ALU, that is Arithmetic Logical Unit, Control Unit, and Memory Unit. No worry about it if these input devices or output devices are not mentioned in the chapter. Don't worry about it. We are just elaborating the complete topic so that the revision becomes easier. Input devices, output devices, and processing unit, if they are not mentioned in the book, no issue. We are not going to take it in the exam, but just for more clarification, I have just added on that input devices are the devices which provides the input to the computer. Similarly, output devices are devices which provides the output given by the computer, and processing devices are the devices which performs the processing. Here we have 2 more words, that is hard copy and soft copy. I would like to elaborate that also. This is the part of your output. We have hard copy and soft copy. The difference between them. First of all, they belong to the output step. That means when output is to be shown, is to be displayed, the terms hard copy and soft copy relates to that segment. Now what does hard copy means? The output which is generated by the computer, output which is generated after processing, if the output is taken as a print on paper, like आप लोगों ने देखा, you have seen that many of you write down the application or the paragraph or the article in Word, then you take a printout by using the device printer. So when that page comes out on which the content is printed, that page on which the output or the resultant is printed, that page is known as hard copy. That means if we take out the print of the output on a paper is hard copy. Okay, similarly, what is the soft copy? The output shown, or you can say displayed on computer screen. The output, the result which you see on the computer screen, that means that output is saved in the computer's memory. Okay, that content, the content of the output is saved in computer's memory itself. We have not taken any printout or anything. It is in the computer's memory itself, which we can see it on the computer screen. Okay, similarly, if I just give you an example, this, what I'm seeing on the computer, this file, the text file, your book, your textbook of computer, it is saved in the computer itself. Okay, so this copy of content is soft copy. Okay, this is the soft copy which is saved inside the computer or in computer's memory. And if I take out a printout, printout of the content on paper, it's printed on a paper, this is known as hard copy. So the step which we have saved, the thing which we have saved in computer is soft copy, and the thing which, the output which we have taken as a printed paper is your soft hard copy. So the content saved in computer is a soft copy. The content taken printed on a paper is the hard copy. This is the difference between these two terms. They denotes or belong to the output step. Now in your book they have described you an example of a calculation. So let's do that also. In this example, I will mention you regarding the input that we will provide, regarding the processing and the output received. We are taking an example of a calculation. In your computer, we have an application of calculator. Search box, if you will type in search box, calculator, a small screen of a calculator will come in up. So what happens, a student has provided two numbers, 12 plus 32 and equals to. She has pressed something like this. So if we are providing this to the computer, what will be it? First, as I told you, the first step is providing the input. We have to provide the data to the computer for processing. So the data which we will use is, one is number 12 and 32. These are the numbers which we have to add. Yes or no? We are providing 12 and 32 to the computer. So let's say I used keyboard and I've given two number 12, then I pressed plus sign and then 32. So these are input. Okay, these are the input. 12, 32 and a sign plus. Now this plus and this equals to, they are actually the instruction to the computer. What are the instructions? That plus means we have to add. So what instruction you are giving to the computer? That 12, 32, add 12 and 32. You are giving an instruction, you are providing input to the computer that you have to add two numbers. The first number is 12, second number is 32. And this is the instruction plus. That means you are instructing the computer to add them. If it was a minus sign, then you are instructing the computer to subtract them. So we are right now instructing the computer to add. Then the provided input will be gone for processing. Now the computer's processor, that is the CPU, what he will do, he will take the instruction first. That is, we have to add. So the processor has understood that what processing or what action he has to take. He has to add. Add what? The inputs which are given by the user. So he has to add 12, 32. This is the instruction received by the computer. That is, he has to add. What he has to add? He has to add two numbers given by the user. Then after adding, what he has to do? He has to provide us the sum, which we are asking by using the sign equals to. So we have given two instructions. One is to add them, and the second instruction is to give the sum of the term after addition. So whatever will be the sum, whatever will be the result, that result will be passed to the output section. And this output section will display the result, on its LED screen. So this is the method, or this is the cycle which the computer follows. And what are the steps of the cycle? First, it will take input from the user by using the input devices. Whatever input and instruction is given will go for processing. The computer will process, calculate, evaluate the instructions and the data received from the user. Once the processing is done, whatever is the output will be sent to the output segment, which is either displayed on your LED screen, or you can take out the print of it by using the printer. In the same manner, we have discussed about the hard copy and the soft copy. What are the difference between hard copy and soft copy term? So this is your complete chapter 3. I'll be reading the chapter again. So in case if we have something left out from the chapter, we will discuss there. Similarly, we will be discussing about the exercise part also. The upcoming assessment exam or the paper will be based on objective type questions, that is MCQs. So we will be discussing about the MCQs also, the exercise part along with the question answers, so that this chapter can be revised thoroughly. For watching it and for learning purpose, we will be continuing with the upcoming videos of the chapter. Kindly see the videos coming after this link. In case of any doubts, kindly put up in the WhatsApp group. We will be happy to resolve it out. Till then, thank you. Take care. Goodbye.